We have 3 social media shoots that are going to be covered in this video, starting with a real estate shoot in Santa Clarita. This was for an event and I was hired to film some behind the scenes for the company that was hosting it. They were giving away some free content and wanted shots of the process. Nothing crazy at all and close to my house, which is always nice. I'm getting in as many angles as I can in the shortest time. I'm getting close-ups of people that are mingling and smiling, and then also I am getting some wide establishing shots so that the editors have the flexibility needed to draw the viewers in. I always try to get as many shots as I can in a short amount of time when I'm doing unscripted filming like this. I think close-ups, wide shots, and medium shots if I have time, but typically close-ups and wides are what I aim for the most, and then of course just try to get some more creative shots if there is time to do that. I love this moment of the woman walking up in front of me because it's just foreground action. It makes the space look more lively and full. It's just fun things like that that you can't control and that just happen on a whim that suddenly make a shot much more interesting. More wides in a different area. There were people eating during this time and I was working with a 24-70, so I didn't want to get too close to anyone because then they could get uncomfortable when they are trying to enjoy a meal and then suddenly there's a camera in their face. So I do try to keep a distance when I'm filming on something like a 24-70. If I had a longer lens, then yeah, sure, I can get closer to them by just zooming in, but again, I'm working with what I have right now, so I have to keep my distance so that way they still looked comfortable and interactive.
How you doing, man? Show some energy for the camera. Good to see you.
I like engaging with guests once in a while to get some reactions. They get more fun towards the camera or something. It's not always easy to do. Sometimes people are more approachable than others and they will react way better than other people will. But it definitely helps getting more energy into the shots. Sometimes you will get those weird people that don't really know what to say or do or just kind of act awkward on camera. And if that happens, then you know, you just can't use that shot. But some people will react way better than others, and it definitely helps just getting more energy in the shot that way. One additional thing I also captured was testimonials of the subjects after they were done filming. I always try to capture testimonials to some degree simply because there is a ton of value you could get from them. You can mix them up with some B-roll of the work and use them as voiceovers, and it's always great to have media of other people telling you how great you are instead of just you yourself talking about how great you are. It's not just about how good your work is, it's also about the energy you bring into the room, and so I always try to have a positive and energetic attitude at every shoot I'm at. And yes, things can get frustrating at times, whether it's a piece of gear that isn't working or maybe you're running behind, but if you keep it lighthearted and optimistic, then the client stays positive and optimistic and you make the experience better overall. That's the thing that you'll be remembered for and the thing that'll keep getting you rehired. Day 2, we are filming another batch of content for a company. I filmed them back in January for a batch of uploads, and now we are filming them for their March content. We are going to be teleprompter heavy on this shoot, and I loaded the app I use with all the scripts so it'll be quick and easy to get them through the talking head portions of the videos and get right to the B-roll. Again, I'm using my trusty go-to lighting setup, which I'll link down below. The one thing I'm considering is getting another V-mount battery because right now I only have one, and after a whole day of shooting while keeping the light at a lower power level, I nearly drained the whole battery, and I don't want to have to plug my lights in because I really like how quickly I'm able to move around when they are battery powered. So right now I'm looking at getting another VB99 by Small Rig, or if I'm feeling really fancy, potentially upgrading to the VB212. Also today we are getting a bit more fun with the shoot, and I'm setting up 2 tube lights. These are TL60s by Godox, and I'm syncing them up with my phone right now so that way when we start filming, I waste minimal time by dialing in the settings straight from my phone instead of changing them from the lights themselves. The teleprompter app I use right now is called PromptSmart, and it's $35 a year for the subscription. It uses voice track so that the speakers can go at their own pace. It lets me add scripts online and then syncs up to whatever device you are using as the teleprompter. And it also lets me use either my phone or my MacBook as a controller so that if a speaker messes up and we have to go back up the script a bit, I can do it without having to touch the iPad. It's nice and convenient, not completely perfect. There is a weird bug that I will get to a little later, but other than that, it's a pretty good app. I'm pretty happy with it.
And I'm gonna have you just cheese it up for me a couple of quick moments.
I have no problem directing people through content like this. A lot of people tend to get nervous, especially when they are just an employee at the facility and maybe aren't aware that they were going to be on camera. But like I said earlier, I just try to be as friendly and lighthearted with my directing as I can be. You don't want to be overcritical with them because they might get even more uncomfortable or whatever. So just some slow guidance can go a lot further than over directing.
Are you cool sharing some thoughts about your IV drips? Like a few words while you have it?
Again, more testimonials here. They are honestly very easy additional content to get. They weren't planned or scheduled. We just hit a small hiccup in the schedule, and I decided it was a good time to ask anyone if they would be down to share their thoughts on the product. For this day, I ended up getting like 6 unplanned testimonials. Then just quickly get some B-roll shots and you're all set. Sometimes the most human moments are unscripted, so here, these two had a scripted post that we filmed, but then afterwards we decided to just sit them down and have them talk about the benefits of their two companies. And when people are able to just have regular conversations, sometimes that content turns out way better than the scripted stuff.
The scariest part.
Day 3, we are filming some baseball content for a training facility. Again, teleprompter for a bunch of talking head stuff before the athletes come in for their classes, and then B-roll of the training drills once they arrive. Just showing really quick that one hiccup I mentioned earlier in the teleprompter app, and it's the color scheme. When I upload scripts into the app from online and sync them up in my iPad, the text is gray and black and I can't change it, and it makes it very hard to read. So I literally have to copy the script within the app and paste it into a new teleprompter script, and then it'll have the right color scheme. And when you have 15 or 20 scripts to upload, that's just time being wasted on something that shouldn't exist. Again, I really like this app, minus this one bug. For this section, I just mic'd up the coach and filmed him training the athletes. We wanted to get more doc-style B-roll of him in the zone, naturally coaching everyone. And I like my Rode Wireless Pros for this because I just clip them on and they have internal recording so that in case I get disconnected from the transmitter, it'll still capture everything the coach is saying. Filming all of this content on a 24-70, honestly, this lens stayed on the entire time. It really is a powerful lens to capture wide shots and close-ups when you're in an unpredictable environment like this. I have been thinking about trying the Tamron 35-150 2.8. Funny that I'm saying that after making a video saying that I don't need to get more gear. But for filming events and speakers, I'm curious about how that lens would play out instead of something like a 70-200. Because at least with a 35-150, that's a focal range I can film B-roll and speakers. And so I could keep it on my camera instead of dedicating it only to filming speakers and then having to swap it out when it's time to film B-roll, which is something I do with the 70-200. So the next event I'm at that involves filming speakers or anyone from a distance, I'm likely going to rent the Tamron 35-150 and see how it plays out.
3, 2, 1, here we go. And wave, hello. Whoop, whoop. Awesome. 3, 2, 1, pitch. And pitch. Cheer. All right, tending to them, beautiful. Woo, woo, woo. And we're good.